So you know whose opinion we don't need? Yours.
I wanted a video respond to the comment, but the functionality wasn't available, so instead I'm stitching. There's a comment, and I see this all the time, saying, oh, if you're worried about your vaccinated kids, then that proves that vaccines don't work. So first of all, nothing is ever 100%. Claims of things being 100% are bonkers. Vaccines aren't made to prevent the spread of illness. They overall will do that if everyone is vaccinated, because people are sick for less time and they are less sick, and so that prevents it from spreading as quickly and as easily. But on an individual level, there's a difference between statistically and an individual level. Statistically, you're less likely to be sick if you are vaccinated and surrounded by vaccinated people. On an individual level, yeah, you absolutely might still get sick because you are not a statistic. Just because you have a 2% chance of something happening doesn't mean that that can't happen. Vaccines are intended to improve your immune response, so then if you do get sick, you are sick for less time, less likely to be hospitalized, and less likely to die. So those are all very important aspects of preventing the spread of disease, reducing the likelihood of spread. And when we say preventing the spread of the disease, that's always what we mean. Reducing the likelihood, reducing the likelihood, reducing the likelihood, not actually preventing. Because it can only prevent if everyone gets vaccinated. And we are seeing that not everyone is going to make that choice. And also, there are some people who are unable to make that choice. Some people do not get a choice in that due to medical reasons. My decision to not want to hang around people who don't vaccinate their kids is not actually about my kids. I'm not that worried. Oh, there's a huge measles outbreak in my state and the surrounding areas. And I'm not that worried about my baby getting measles because she's been vaccinated for measles twice. And so since she is vaccinated, I know that her likelihood of having long-term effects from that is very low. That being said, she is going to hang out with other people. My desire for other people to vaccinate is actually less about me and more about you. I don't want your kids getting sick. I care about your kids. Having never met them, I care about your kids. I don't want your kids getting sick and dying. I view that as a tragedy. I view that as an unacceptable failure of our society in discussing this topic in a way where people will understand it and want to make the choice to vaccinate their kids. I think that we have had a huge failure in education and in talking to people with empathy, and that has led to this extreme mistrust and lack of understanding surrounding vaccines that is literally getting people killed. And that's awful, awful. I hope that every day people make the decision to change their mind. But it's so hard to change your mind when people are coming at you without empathy, and it makes you want to dig your heels in. I understand that the people who don't vaccinate, they do it because they are scared. They are scared that they are doing something that will hurt their kids. I totally understand that. I think that we have, as a society, have failed in making them think that that's a possibility. And that's awful, and it's literally getting people killed. And I hope that we can somehow turn it around. I'm not very optimistic. I think that a lot of people hold the value of personal choice over the value of taking care of others, and I think that's a failure of our society in the US. I hold the value of taking care of others higher than personal choice. But that's very un-American of me, I guess. I don't know. All of my rambling thoughts to say, when someone doesn't vaccinate their kids, I don't judge them on an individual level because I know that it comes from a place of fear, in the same way that my choice to vaccinate comes from a place of fear. I am scared that we will have these diseases that will run rampant and will kill people. So I want to vaccinate for everything possible. I'm literally vaccinated for diseases that don't have approved vaccines out there because I participate in vaccine trials. I consider it a moral obligation of mine to participate in research whenever I can, because I think that it helps us advance and it helps us get closer to a world where people aren't dying of measles. So those are my thoughts.